Alright, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. Vincenzo, episode 11. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So last episode, we thought he figured it out. It was Seihan, but it showed a different name in the phone. So technically, he didn't know it was Seihan yet, but he just knew of the name. But then he calls the phone. His phone started vibrating, so he's covering it up real quick. He's like, it sounds like your phone's ringing. You need to get that? And right before he picks up, his assistant's like, don't pick it up because there's trace it back in the evidence and all that other stuff. So he got saved by Vin's assistant. They almost figured you out right there. And then the two guys that was in the situation a couple of episodes back are now helping out Vin. Let's just say they're part of his cleanup crew now. They almost figured it out, but now they got a lead on who he could be though. After they drive away, he gets pissed off. He's like, son of a bitch, these motherfuckers almost thought they had me. Meanwhile, they about to torture the three hired hitmen to try to kill Vin. They get the information they want, and yes, those killers are the ones that killed off the family. And after they get them information, guess what? They still sank them niggas at the bottom of the river, dead. They sleeping with the fishies. Meanwhile, the tenants is still hyped up about Mr. Top going crazy, and his wife like, yeah, that's my man's right there. He don't want to brag, but he does take some credit. At the apartment, Cha's trying to figure out if she really does have feelings for Vin, which we all know she does, but she's still trying to keep hiding that shit. Then Vin pays a visit to his mom, who's been doing better as of late. And yes, he still hasn't told her, and she still doesn't know. Man, just tell her you a son, man. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, back at the office, Seihan's trying to put some plans together. Now, we know Mihun's riding for Seihan, but you could tell Jun's feeling skeptical about everything right now at this point. This nigga wants to be Vin's bodyguard for some reason. His wife like, man, if you don't get out here with that goofy ass shit. Then they get letters about the people that died. They said they might not be compensated, or they might take back because Babel Company doesn't have the money, the funds that they're supposed to have. And while that's going on, they're trying to find out who's the guy that went to Italy to get Vin's information. Then we get a scene with the monk and these health inspectors, and they give him a notice saying they might have to clear out within a week. So who's trying to get him up out of there? Oh, Cho is. He trying to speed up the process so he can get that damn gold. The problem is he did it without Vin's permission. Boy. So as they're all discussing stuff, Seiki wants to get everybody together play a game of Mafia. See, they always play games once a month, but they missed their annual monthly stuff because all the craziness that was going down. He's trying to refuse, but of course he gets suckered in and they all play. So they go through a list of clues and they gotta guess who's the Mafia man. But then the police come in and have a warrant for Vincenzo's arrest. Because somebody has evidence of stuff he did back in Italy, Mafia stuff. And that's when everybody finds out, oh shit, he really is in the Mafia. Back at Babel, Wang suggests something crazy like actually really running the company. Why would he even approach this man with that shit as he puts a knife to his fucking neck? Then he makes him cut his own neck. What the fuck? Wang, you know your brother's certified to be crazy. I need you to stop playing around with him. And then Seihan's like, you ever mention some bullshit like that again, I'll kill you myself. And you know he will. He killed your dad. Moral of the story, don't make no more stupid suggestions around your brother. Back at the office, my man's trying to convince the chief that we need to be taking Vincenzo, and not them. After some careful manipulation, he agrees. In the interrogation room, Vin's being briefed about all these pictures that came out, but there's no evidence of him in the pictures. But he says he has enough evidence to deport him back to Italy. Oh man, they gonna get him up out of there, man? They can't do this. He still got beef to finish up. Then all of a sudden, my nigga comes out the shadows, flaps the coat like he's Samuel L. Jackson or something. Comes through walking with a squad, exposes the fact that he's actually a cop and not a chef assistant, gives this goofball the paperwork, and they take Vin up out of there. He ain't getting deported, and that's that. The Babel Company finds out about the situation, they're like, what the fuck? And they're like, how the heck does Vin has all these aces up his sleeve? Seihan's like, alright, I got something for that ass. But at this point, they don't believe he has a plan. Detective explains himself, and then he's like, I'm gonna help you out with the situation on the case. He's like, that's all I wanted to do, I just wanted you to see this through to the end. Then he gives him a hug and all that shit. Then he realized something, the person that got these photos had to be higher up, because there's no way anybody could have got these photos from here. So he knows Babel has something to do with it, so that if we find this guy, he's probably seen the boss's face. So we need to get him and interrogate him. So he's going to use his police equipment to find out who this guy is. When they get back to the plaza, all the tenants are throwing a parade and shit for him. He's like, here's the man that's going to be protecting the plaza. We love him. He gets all this admiration that he's not used to and shit. Back at the office, he gets a call and gets about some video footage. And there's your culprit right there. Now he's gonna get the information and find out who he is for him. Then the monks drag Vin to the temple and find out about the Cho situation. Meanwhile, Wang's outside practicing shooting targets, and he can't hit a damn thing. He gives the gun to Jun, and Jun bangs all three with just 3 shots. Yeah, exactly. We ain't expecting him to be a motherfucking marksman. Unexpected gangster shit. And now they get to talking, and they're really considering taking over now. Then he asks, is Mihun gonna join? He's like, nah, Mihun ain't joining. She don't believe in taking risks. Obviously, they gotta do this mission carefully because Seihan ain't playing that shit. Back at the plaza, Saki's playing on the piano. She hears Vin and Cho on the roof. Cho apologizes to Vin about the monk situation or whatever like that. Then he starts talking about the gold. She heard everything, and she knows where the gold is hidden. Later on, Vin comes back downstairs. These niggas is talking about gold. But they said they heard about it from the homeless guy that told them, so he's playing dumb. He's laughing it off, but you know he is pissed off. Because they talking about splitting it and all this shit. And that'll be another reason why they can't get him out the building. Meanwhile, my man comes back with information on the guy, slides it under the door. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't he just give it to him? And I'm like, oh, he doesn't know that he's a cop. That's right. Only Vin and Chai know. Yeah. So now they got that info. Sehun calls Cha, says he got some information for her. Afterwards, they send the goons to get his man. Now obviously he's too tough for torture methods and all this other stuff. So how's he gonna get him to tell him who the boss is? By playing Russian roulette with this nigga. What the fuck? And then he finally breaks down and tells him. And now he knows it was Sehun all along, who as of this moment is currently with Cha. Vin calls Cha to tell her. Cha knows now. She plays it off like she's getting some other information or something. Later on, Sehun gets back to his apartment. And who's inside waiting on him? Vincenzo. Oh shit. Gets him on his knees ready to pay the piper. He says, I've been waiting for you to figure it out. So just, come on, just do it then. As you can see, to not give a fuck in his eyes. And then the episode goes off. Bang. Well, Sehun, you had a hell of a ride. And that's episode 11 for you. Slick DZ out the easy, you already know what it is, Mr. 666. Big. Could have got that slogan.